Hello and welcome to today's house tour video. Today's house is an old Nordic farmhouse that has been turned into an art commune, and here we have the 4 artists who live here and their cat. So let's have a look around. And we could start here at the front, and the chicken's gonna lead us to the cow, and this is where the cow lives. And then here in this corner we have the very energetic chickens. And next to the chickens we have the painter's studio. And let's have a look what it looks like inside. And in the first floor we have the painter's workshop or workroom. And as we can see, there she is, painting away. My aim with this room was to create a very colorful and cluttered workshop for the painter, and I'm really happy how it turned out. At least for me, it looks like a happy, cozy space where the painter's creativity can just flow, and she can just be here all day and paint and be happy. I also built this cozy nook for her where she can store her canvases, but also maybe have a break in front of the fire, maybe read an art book, or maybe even have a nap on the rocking chair or a cup of coffee. And then we can move over to where her bedroom is, and that's located above the painter's studio, so she doesn't really have that far of a commute every day. But so with the bedroom I really wanted to create a space where there's a little bit of clutter but not too much, as it is a bedroom, and I kind of like it when bedrooms are a bit more simple. Here she also has a fireplace in her bedroom, and again before bed she can potentially read a book or maybe just think about her future paintings. And on the opposite side of the painter's workshop we have the woodworker's workshop, and let's have a look what it looks like. There is some clutter and some sawdust, and I really wanted to make this space feel like it's part of the outdoors by putting those 2 open barn doors opposite of each other, so when the woodworker works here she can just, while working, look outside either to the water or to the garden. I think it turned out pretty cute. And this is also a place where she can just work on things all day long, and then maybe have a break and listen to the radio. And the woodworker's bedroom is located in this little cottage here, and let's have a look what it looks like. It's pretty orange and warm in tone with some plants. And then we also have this bear gnome who lives in the attic and protects the cottage from intruders. And I just realized many of my Sims in this build they have a fireplace to chill in front of. So here we have the woodworker knitting in front of the fire, and then relaxing on the bed, looking at her room after a hard day of work. And next we can move over to the main house, and on the first floor, and this is the main entrance to the house, which now that I'm looking at it is very yellow inside. Here we have the kitchen, and I really wanted to make the main house feel like it's a happy home. I can just see them having breakfast or coffee in this kitchen in the morning, just chatting away how they're going to be creative today, or if they're just gonna have a chill day of doing absolutely nothing and just sitting or napping in the garden, and maybe later baking cakes or making cookies. And from the kitchen we get to this small dining room with a round table and a fireplace. And then we have the living room, and I'm really happy how this turned out. And again, I can just imagine these 4 artists living here, just sitting in the living room after being creative all day and talking about their creations. And from the living room we can go to the second floor, and here we have the writer's or the author's office, and this is where she can write her books all day in peace and just admire the view. She of course also has a nook where she can read books in front of the fire. And this is the writer's bedroom, and then we have a bathroom, and then this pink room belongs to the pottery maker, and she also has a fireplace there. It's very warm in this house, it never gets cold. And from the pottery maker's room we can move over to her workshop, and it's located on this side of the garden. And just like her room, her workshop is very pink too. I just felt like creating a very cute and very pink workshop for her. So this is where she can do her pottery all day while looking outside to the garden. And she also has a fireplace to keep her warm, and a few chairs to sit and relax on. So I think we've covered all of the workshops and the living spaces. So now we can just maybe have a look around what's outside. And well, first of all, we have this garden in the middle that I'm really happy about. Here they can just do some gardening together, or maybe have an afternoon tea. And then from the garden we can move over to this field. I don't know, it's a bit small to be a field, but I'm gonna call it a field. This field that's filled with all this food, and here we have a shed where they can store their gardening tools and create beautiful flowers on the flower arrangement table. And on this side we have this kind of like a summer kitchen. So when it's summer they can just hang out here and make some food, maybe some pizza, and just admire the view. And then next to the summer kitchen we have the clothes rack. They can do the laundry there. And here next to the entrance we have bees, and I'm kind of imagining that the bees are the guardians of this farmhouse, so if an intruder comes, the bees can attack the intruder. And then next to the bees we have the sauna and a shower and a litter box for the cat. And then here we just have a fire area where they can just sit around and chill, and maybe the author can share her new story ideas to the others and see how they like her new stories. But yes, that's the old Nordic farmhouse turned into an art commune. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.